Okay, so this is my Protostomes video project, and I'm doing this over the coral crab, whose specific name is the Carpillus corallinus. So what is the natural hat of the coral crab? Obviously, most crabs live in the ocean, and so specifically for these coral crabs, they do live more specifically in the Indo-West Pacific Oceans. And with coral in their name, it kind of is obvious to where they live. They live in stony branching coral area of a coral reef. And kind of you can see in this middle photo that they live on top of the coral and just protect it. And these coral environments are more tropical reef environments, and they use these corals for protection from predators. So how do these coral crab get food? These coral crab primarily feed on coral mucus, bacteria, and sediment in coral. To get this food, they'll use specialized feeding appendages on the tips of their claws. You can see that I put an arrow to the area of the claw where these special appendages are. And they can use these appendages on the tips of their claws to stimulate their host colonies or the host coral that they're living in order to produce excess mucus, which gives them more nutrients that they need to eat and survive. And they'll do this with a lot of types of coral, in order to get the food that they need. So, what is their predator-prey relationship? Coral crab obviously live in and protect coral from any predators, but they also feed on this coral to get nutrients that they need in order to survive. So we can see that the coral crab prey on the coral, but coral crab also have some predators, and this can be anything from bass, cod, or sharks. When I did research, it mainly said different types of fish. So we can see that the fish prey on the coral crab and then dolphins prey on fish. And so this is a mini food web of the transformation of energy between these animals. So what is the importance of coral crab? Coral crab help to protect and clean the coral. They'll use the appendages on the tips of their claws to help remove any like sediment accumulation, diseases within the coral, and they'll protect the coral from their predators. But when they use these appendages on the tips of their claws to remove the sediment, and debris, it helps remove anything that impacts the coral's zooanthelia, which is the part of the coral that when there's a lack of it, it causes coral bleaching. And so when they're able to remove anything that impacts this part of the coral, it helps increase the coral survival rate and ultimately just produce a better ecosystem for the coral crab to live in, as well as the other organisms within this environment. And these are my citations. Thank you.